This one is from Maya, 27. For the past year, I've been trapped in this cycle of feeling like my life is about to start, but somehow never actually starting. I work a decent job. I live with 2 roommates I get along with, and on the surface, everything looks fine. But inside, I feel stuck in this strange in-between. I'm not unhappy, but I'm not excited about anything either. My friends are settling into careers, relationships, routines, and I keep waiting for some moment of clarity that never comes. I try new hobbies, new routines, even new people, but nothing seems to click. It's like I'm watching my own life from the sidelines, waiting for something to pull me in. Every week, I tell myself I'll make a big change. Move cities, switch careers, travel, something. But when it comes down to it, I freeze. I don't know if it's fear, laziness, or just not knowing what I want anymore. How do you move forward when nothing feels wrong, but nothing feels right either? See this, I'll be honest, this one's a tricky one, because there's many things about this that could be the reason. And I'll always say, I'll stick to it every single video I make. How's your foundation? Are you eating, sleeping, and training? Because if you're not doing your foundation, you can't trust the emotions that you're feeling. But what I think about this situation is you almost don't know what you're searching for. You're almost betting on intuition and an inner feeling that makes you go, this is it. But if you've never felt that feeling before, it's hard to 1, wait for it, and 2, maybe even recognize it, and maybe 3, even know if it's possible. Now, I don't know if that feeling is even possible. The way I relate this story to me is a couple of years ago, I used to almost feel the same thing. I used to feel like there was nothing special happening in my life. There was nothing going on. I was also waiting for this big moment. I always say to myself, when I'm older, X, Y, Z. Always looking into the future, waiting for something. But it never came. It never just came. And most things in life, I think, don't come to you. The big things don't just come to you. People might get lucky and things fall in the lap, but most of the time, stuff doesn't just come to you. You've got to go find it. And this person is finding the stuff. And the reason for me not feeling all the stuff that was going on and trying all these little things is I was numbing my emotions. Life was hard. Life was tough. So I was numbing it. So when anything ever came my way, it was hard to feel great. I felt normal. It felt like a straight line. No ups, no downs, not emotional. This could be what you're doing. You could be numbing life. You could be just surviving through life. Obviously, I don't know Maya, so I don't know deep down what's actually going on. But I'd start there. I'd start and say, am I trying to numb things? Do I find life difficult? And the answer should be yes. If the answer's no, what aren't you addressing? That could just be something personal to me, something that I've done and I've experienced. And I found that there were things that I weren't addressing, that I was really shying away from and pushing deep down to really avoid stuff. And the coping mechanism for it is numbing. When life gets too much, when life's too overwhelming, it's almost the only coping mechanism you have. Now, the solution I found was don't forget to share life with other people. Because when you stop sharing life with other people, it becomes very lonely and it becomes almost a solo mission, which life isn't a solo mission. Life should be shared with everyone else. But I must admit, with your situation, with Maya's situation, she's trying. She's out there, she's trying to figure it out. And at one sort of level, that's all you can really do. And do that and persevere and never stop. I'm 26 and Maya's 27. I'd also say, slow down. That classic song, slow down, you're doing fine. You're only 27. Hopefully, you're not even halfway through life. You're nowhere near halfway through life, hopefully. You've got a lot to happen to you. And with this situation, I'm not necessarily sure that it's about fear, about laziness, because by the sounds of it, it does sound like you're being active. You're doing things, stepping out your comfort zone to try what you can. But I think it's, instead of looking outwards, because you've done that, because you've explored out in the world, you've tried different things and they're not giving you the satisfaction, I think you've got to look inwards. I think it's got to be something inside you that's preventing you from feeling the stuff. Because I'll say, from my experience, there are so many beautiful things in life that right now give me that spark, that hit. And there's that many things that I can't do them all. That sort of hurts me inside, because it's almost like missed opportunities, but I'm fulfilled enough. I'm that fulfilled, I've got things on the shelf that just in case anything drops, I can pull one off and put it in my life. Like, that's extremely privileged and extremely lucky. But it was never always like that. I had nothing. I didn't have anything on the shelf. I didn't even have a shelf. I didn't have anything inside that made me feel fulfilled. I was just going through life as well until I figured out, like I said, I was numbing, or I figured out the things that was preventing me feeling the true emotions of life, the true beauty in life. But what people don't realize is the extremely beautiful things, the things that fulfill you, do take time. So you've got to be in a place to accept these things when they come into your life. When they happen, you want to be ready to accept them. To be in a state of mind where you don't need them. I think that's the case with this story. You're desperate to find it. You're that desperate to find it that if it ever came to you, you wouldn't be able to feel it. You wouldn't be able to truly love it, truly experience it. And I think as well, some people in life, and something I'm working on right now, and have been for years, is trying to not just search for the pleasure in life. I always say you've got to do hard things, you've got to suffer. And there's chosen suffering and the suffering that just happens to you in life. I say that because it comes from a perspective of, if you're just chasing pleasure, if you're just chasing to feel good, it almost never comes. That's my experience. It never comes because you're chasing it. But once you start chasing pain, or you start chasing struggle, and don't get me wrong, I'm not this fucking ultra human that's finding it every day, that doesn't crumble and doesn't fall and doesn't fail and doesn't... I'm not this person that runs through a brick wall on my day to day. But I'm trying. I've got it in the back of my mind constantly of searching for pain or searching to do hard things. Because once you go through hard things, you get this fulfillment. That's why, on a foundational level, I say one of the things you need to do before you even start questioning what you're feeling is, are you training? Because if you're not training, you haven't experienced discipline. You haven't experienced the feeling of hitting that dark place, or on the verge of it, just going there. Slap yourself on a slow treadmill, on an incline walk, or for me, the Stairmasters. Slap yourself on that and find your limit, and you'll see what thoughts come to your mind. You'll see what thoughts of quitting enter, and you'll see the explanation of why are you avoiding pain and why are you searching for pleasure. And for me, and what I found is the only place to ever get fulfillment, where you can have it in the palm of your hand whenever the fuck you want, is to do exercise and suffer through exercise. God knows if the day ever comes where I can't no longer do that. I can't get my fulfillment from that. And don't get me wrong, I'm lucky because I've grown up in sport, in exercise. I'm used to it. Someone who doesn't recognize that and doesn't see that, I would understand why it's hard to see. But when you keep doing it, when you keep exercising and suffering through exercise, and you see the progress. When I started yoga, the expectation or the fear around it all, my ego was suffering in the first, 3 months, 6 months, even now. Until you look back and you see how far you've come and you see the progress you've made, and then you get fulfillment. And something like that, I feel like this Maya is trying to search for some form of reassurance, or even a sense of confidence. You don't seem confident in life. You don't seem like there's a path. You can see the path. It doesn't seem like you see the path in your life. And it doesn't seem like you're confident in life. It will take you where you need to go. I think that's how I don't relate to this anymore, is I have confidence most of the time that life is going the way that it needs to go, that I'm progressing as a human, as a person, the way it should go, it can go, the right way. And sometimes, which is a common theme in these videos, sometimes you do just have to sit back and appreciate what the fuck you have. You might be searching for loads of things, but if you sit back and you hold on to one thing, maybe that gives you something to cherish. This is what I see with 9 to 5 that I have. It's in a depressing kind of way. Working during the week and not being able to do what you want makes it so when the weekend comes, I love the time I have. Just anything that I get to do that isn't that comes to me and makes me feel fulfilled. The thing I would do is compare Maya to someone who's got nothing. You're comparing yourself to friends who've got everything or got things that you want. Compare your life to someone who's not got a lot, that hasn't got these options. And does it change the perspective and the mindset that you have over your life? The freedom to actually think that you can just move city. The freedom to think that I'm just going to go try that. For me, I look at that and I'm a bit envious. I'm like, well, I haven't got the time to try all these things. I definitely don't have the life to move city, to move place. And look at your life and say, what have you got that's good? And I know you said you weren't unhappy, but sometimes being not unhappy and not happy is almost as good as being unhappy if you don't see the value in it. If you're in that middle ground and if you don't feel the true meaning to life, if you don't feel this enthusiasm to be alive, that's what it is. You're not unhappy, you're not happy, but are you enthusiastic to be alive? Or are you just going through life? Is life happening to you, or are you happening to life? Have you got this urgency? Maybe it is being lazy. And again, I'll look at your actions. Are you on your phone all day? Do you exercise? Do you eat crap? Do you sleep bad hours? When that happens to me, I feel bad. My days start to feel wrong. One of the things I did was I stopped drinking because it would derail the progress and the momentum that I would build throughout the year, throughout the days and weeks and months. And I changed the diet that I'm on because I would keep getting ill. I would keep getting flu-like and cold-like stuff. And it would just derail the progress. I wouldn't be motivated for anything. I wouldn't be going to the gym properly. I would sympathize with myself and start eating crap again. And you're in this cycle of a mundane life because you've not built this momentum. You've not had the chance to really experience life, to really get going, to really feel excited over things. But yeah, that's a difficult one, I must admit. But it's life. It's what life entails. In life, you have to figure out how to manage your emotions and manage yourself and your mental states. That's the battle. That's the constant treadmill you're on of life. You can't give up. You can never give up. You've got to keep going and you've got to keep figuring it out. And good luck to you. But yeah, at the gym now, so peace.